Good evening. This practice I've put together with Roachine in mind. Ro asked me for a flowing practice and now seems like a really good time to do that. A lot of people are saying that they feel that their energy is very heavy, that their energy is stagnant at the moment. So a nice flowy practice can really help us to move our energy. So we're going to start semi-supine, so laying on our backs. Roachine, I hope you really enjoy this one. So semi-supine to begin. And take a few breaths here just to settle and center. A long inhale. A long exhale. And when you feel that you are ready to begin, we'll move the legs just very slowly over to the right. Now it doesn't have to be all the way to the floor, just some way over to the right, and then some way over to the left. And you can let your head roll just in the direction that you're moving your knees, so you feel connection between your head and your pelvis. You can lightly rest your hands on your abdomen, so you just feel really the belly and the ribs moving, sliding underneath your hands. You let the legs go a little bit further if it feels comfortable. Try and really let go of any tension in your neck and your lower back. So these movements are fluid, smooth movements. Good. When you're ready, smaller movements until you find your way back to the center. And then when you're ready, you can bring the knees in towards you. So you come into Apanasana. And you just gently squeeze the knees in. And we know this movement, this Apanasana vinyasa of squeezing in on your exhale, moving away slightly on your inhale, helps to move your energy. So just exhaling and squeezing in, and inhaling and moving away. And we just feel here that we tease some of the tightness out of the lower back. And then when we're ready, we'll let this rock from side to side. So a cradle rock, you can let the head move again in the direction that you're tipping. So you start to feel these really nice free movements, these really nice fluid movements. And then we come back to the center, and we're just going to circle the knees. So we stir a little bit into our hips and massage around our lower backs. And just notice how your movements feel at the beginning of your practice, if they feel stiff, or if they feel fluid, or if you feel rigid, or if they feel fragmented. Just one or two words come to your mind that maybe describe the way that you're feeling right here at the beginning of your practice. You can change direction here as frequently as you like. Just stirring and massaging hips and lower back. And then we're going to move the legs in opposite directions. So like a little hip circle coming around. And you'll really feel here the way the femur heads move in the hips and the acetabulum. And again, you just notice if it feels stiff or dry, restricted, fragmented, or if your movements already feel smooth. And we do tend, again, change direction whenever you feel like it. We do tend to feel maybe a little bit stiffer when it's cold. It's really cold at the moment. Icy cold. Okay, when you're ready, you can put your feet on the floor and try and find hip distance apart and parallel with your feet. So you might want to have a little look and check that alignment. And we're going to ripple through the spine here. So you start with your tail. You curl your tail up towards the ceiling. So it's a pelvic tilt to begin. Tail curls up. The sacrum lifts. Lower back peels up. Middle back peels up. Your upper back, your heart lifts slightly. And then if it feels okay for you, let the arms come up and over. So you feel that opening through your shoulders and your chest. And then just come down again. Bring the arms first as if you're just rewinding that movement. So the arms come down first. And then you release down through your upper back, your middle back, your lower back, and your sacrum. Again, so pelvic tilt, the tail curls, the pelvis lifts, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the arms come over, and you feel more space, more thoracic space as the arms come up and over, as your ribs lift and open. And then when you're ready, the arms come back down, upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum, and rest down. And just do one more the same. So you press with your feet, lift, open your frontal space. So you feel fronts of thighs, you feel hip flexors, belly space opening into your chest and all the way through your shoulders as the arms come up. And when you're ready, you come slowly down, releasing upper back, middle back, lower back, and your sacrum. Good. Knees can come in towards your chest, so you hug in. You can rock and roll here a couple of times if it works for you, or you can roll over onto one side and give yourself a little push to come up to sit. So rock and roll again is a nice fluid movement, nice massage for your back. And we bring ourselves up to sit. I'm going to turn so that you can see more clearly, but you can stay facing the front edge of your yoga mat. You can use a block here if it helps you to align. Cross legs out straight in front of you, or kneeling if it's difficult for you to cross your legs, so however you're most comfortable. And your fingertips just rest down on the floor alongside your hips. You find your breath again. Long inhale. And long exhale. When you're ready, on the inhale, the arms come up. You open your shoulders. You can look up. Bring your fingertips together above your head. And on the exhale, your hands come down and in towards your center. When you inhale, you interlace your hands. You press forward and up. Lengthen through both sides of your waist, and the exhale takes you wide and down. We're going to do that again. So we inhale up. Exhale in towards your center. Interlace, press forward and up. Exhale wide and down. And again, inhale up. Exhale, center. Inhale, forward and up. Wide and down. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Perfect. When you're ready, we transition over and onto our hands and knees. So you're looking for tabletop pose. And you take a moment here to connect foundation. So you spread out your fingers, turn your toes under. Make sure you have the right space, lengthen your spine. And then nice smooth Madhyasana movement. So you're really mobilizing your spine here, your back. Draw your tail under. Open your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Bow your head down, release your neck. Contract your abdomen towards your spine. And on the inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale. And inhale, opening your front. So we start to feel that we're moving some of that stuck or stagnant energy. Exhaling, under. Look in towards your navel. Really press your hands to open your back, and then inhale and open your front. And do one more exhale. And inhale. Good, now the next movement takes your hips from side to side, like you're wagging your tail, and you just feel as you press over to the right, some opening in the outer right hip. As you press over to the left, some opening in your outer left hip. And we just rock very slowly from side to side. And then you take that into a circle, so you stir into your hips. It's like you're rolling your pelvis over your femur heads, or around your femur heads, and you feel that massage into your joints again. And you can be as creative with this movement as you like, so you can make it big or small. You can bring opening into your ribs and your side body. Change direction whenever you feel. Good, and then you come back to your center. You might just take here a child's pose, so untuck your toes, you planter, flex your feet, and you move your hips back towards your heels. You might want to rock in and out of that a few times, so you just flex your knees a little more deeply each time, your hips more deeply each time, open your lower back more deeply each time, lengthen your arms forward, maybe rock side to side. And release your forehead to the floor. And you take a moment or two here grounding. Check your connection to breath. You can explore your back space while you're in child's pose, so you open into your back ribs, posterior part of your lungs, and back of your waist. And when you're ready, you bring yourself up and onto your hands and knees. We're thinking about our first downward facing dog, so the toes tuck under. And we'd like a nice smooth transition into downward dog. So sometimes it helps just to rock forward and back. Feel as you shift the weight back, the way you come into your toe roots, reach your heels back. Nice smooth transition into your dog. And then any movement here that feels good, so you might pedal your feet. Maybe rock your hips, open the backs of your legs, wag your tail. And then in your own time, you ripple through and into your plank. And we take a really nice easy vinyasa here. So you can lower your knees first and then your chest. Try and keep your elbows in towards your side ribs. Lengthen your legs back. Touch your forehead down, your chin in. So the back of your neck is long. Maybe rock side to side. Try and lengthen the sides of your waist. And then take an easy cobra. So you press the hands. Keep your chin in as you ascend. The last thing to lift is your head. Good. And then slowly you come down. And we could maybe do that again. So you come up, keep your chin in. Don't lift your gaze until last. That's it. And you make sure you're not being too forceful here with your cobras. Do one more. And then we come back into downward facing dog. If you feel you need to insert a child's pose here, you can. Again, for a breath or so, any movement that feels good, you might want to press one heel and then the other. And we're walking our feet towards our hands. So small, smooth steps are fine. You walk up and into Uttanasana. So you lift your heart, open your frontal space, and exhale into your fold. Remember, you can soften your knees here, make things a little easier on your lower back, your hamstrings. And we'll just take a breath here. Nice, easy, loose neck, let the head hang. Very big breath, maybe a sigh. You're coming up whenever you're ready. Soften your knees, press your feet, restep your spine. Your hands are just going to come in front of your heart and you find Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. So find your alignment here. You drop your tail, you lift your ribs. Check the alignment in your feet. Take a clear breath. When you're ready, you can take your arms out and up. So we inhale. Exhale to the center. Inhale into Lasana. Exhale, we're going to swan dive as we fold forward. And inhale, lift your heart. So the exhale here is for downward facing dog. You plant your hands, lead with your right foot, walk back, downward dog. And when you're ready, your inhale is for split dog. So you might want to put your left foot on the midline. It's your right foot that rises. You can point your toes for this one if you like. So it feels nice and elegant. It feels graceful as you reach your right toes up. And you slowly on the exhale bring the knee through. And you place the foot close up towards your hands. You drop your left heel down and you find your foundation. So there's an extra breath here. Make sure you take the time just to exhale into your feet. Foundation is for warrior one, and when you're ready, on an inhale, you press your feet and let the arms sweep up. Inhale. Good, and then sweep down, almost brush the floor. And inhale up again. Good, same. Exhale. Inhale up again. Perfect, just one more. Exhale. Inhale up again. Lovely. Now as you exhale, open into warrior two. So you just turn the back foot. You might widen your stance just a little bit so that it feels comfortable for warrior two. You drop down into your sit bones, open out your arms. And again, you take an extra breath. Find your feet, your foundation. Drop both sit bones. Heart lift. You find your breath, and when you're ready, you reverse your warrior. So you open through the right side of your body as you reverse. As you exhale, you're going to come forearm to thigh into Parsvakonasana. So nice easy version of Parsvakonasana. Back arm comes up and over. On the inhale, you let this arm circle around and it brings you all the way up. You straighten both legs. Exhale takes you back into warrior. Reverse again, inhale. Exhale, Parsvakonasana. Inhale, big circle around up. Exhale, warrior two. Let's do that again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle around up. And exhale. Good, once more, inhale. Exhale. Circle. Exhale. Perfect. When you're ready, hands come to the floor either side of your front foot, and you step back into your downward facing dog. You have a little pedal out, so you move again. Just sending energy through your legs, spreading out your fingers. And then take that vinyasa here, so you tuck your tail, you ripple forward and into your plank. And keep it nice and easy. We don't want to feel any stress or strain. So you lower slowly down, you elongate. Remember the rock in your hips. You lengthen your legs back, your sides of your waist. And then when you're ready, you come up and into cobra. Slowly down. Cobra again. It's feeling a little bit freer this time. And once more. Perfect. Back into downward facing dog. If you need a child's pose in there, you know that you can. Long inhale. And long exhale. Good. You're going to lead with your right foot. Walk it forward. Lift your heart and lengthen. So breastbone reaches forward. Open your heart space and exhale into your fold. You can take an extra breath here. Shrug your shoulders, ease out your neck. When you're ready, you press your feet, restack your spine coming up. You come back to Tadasana. You take a second and you notice how you feel. Close your eyes. Does the energy feel more vibrant? I'm going to change ends here, you don't need to. I'm going to do the same sequence leading with the left side. So when you're ready on your inhale, you take the arms out and up. Exhale down into your centre. Inhale into lacing up. Exhale takes us into swan dive forward and we fold. Now reach the heart forward, frontal space. Exhale, plant the hands, left leg leads you downward facing dog. Good. Your right foot comes onto the midline, your left leg rises, so nice and elegant here. Point your left toes if you like, reach up. And then thread the leg through. So this is the exhale that brings the knee in towards your center and you stride forward. And you find your foundation. Now you take that extra breath here. So it's for warrior one. You turn your back toes out just a few degrees. Square your left hip back a few degrees. You find your foundation. When you're ready, it's nice and smooth. You inhale up. And then we exhale, fingertips brush the floor. We inhale up. Brush the floor. Inhale up. Good. Do one more. Perfect. We open out into our warrior two, so the back foot moves. We sink down into both sit bones. Take your time. Make sure you're keeping that front hip open. Check the alignment of your front knee. It should be directing right out and over your toes. When you're ready, you extend out your arms. Exhale into your feet. Good. Equalize your breathing and reverse to warrior. Inhale. Exhale, Parsvakonasana. Opening all the way through the side of your body and then circling around and coming up. You straighten the front leg just for a second. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse, inhale. Nice easy Parsvakonasana, exhale. Circle around, inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale. Exhale. Inhale around. Exhale. One more time. Circle. Rotate. Good. From here, you find your hands either side of your front foot and you take a smooth step back down the door. You might have a pedal here. When you're ready, you ripple forward and into plank. And slow lower knees first. Try and keep the elbows in so they brush your side ribs. And then lengthen. Forehead on the floor, legs reach back. We might rock. And then in your own time, these nice easy cobras. So you lift your heart, keep your chin tucked in until you've really mobilised your spine, and then you let the head and the gaze lift up. You come back down, tuck the chin in again, put the forehead down. And same again, come up. Chin lift last. Slowly down. And one more cobra. Perfect. Need a child's pose, put one in here. Otherwise you come back and into your downward facing dog. Maybe a pedal. Equalize your breathing. When you're ready, your left foot leads. Small steps are fine. You lift your heart and lengthen. Inhale. And exhale as you fold. Nice loose neck, shrug shoulders. You can sigh your breath away. When you're ready, you slowly roll up, so you soften the knees, coming up. And come back to Tadasana, the tail drops down, the heart lifts, shoulders relax. Take the inhale. And the exhale. Good, we're going to bend both knees. Like you're coming into an Utkatasana variation. But we're going to cross, if we can, our left leg over our right leg. So your left toes can be on the floor. This is like Gurudasana, eagle pose. So your left toes can be on the floor, or you can tuck your left toes all the way around behind your right leg. For today, we're just going to keep the hands in front of the heart, so we keep it simple. So you take a breath here. Your left foot steps back behind your right. You cross your right over your left. You take a breath. Right steps behind left. And left crosses over right. So it's like an eagle dance, a Gurudasana dance. And you step your left behind your right, and you put your right over your left. Good. Coming forward now, right in front of left, left around right. Left in front of right, and right around left. Steady. Right in front of left. And the last one, left in front of right. Perfect. You can undo your legs, come back to Tadasana. And again, you take a moment to notice how you feel. If your energy feels lifted, more fluid, less stuck. Inhale, come up and out. Exhale in towards your center. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Have a really good pedal here. Try and move all the way into your hips. Move your pelvis. Move your spine. When you're ready, you lower down onto your knees. And you sit back into your child's pose. And again, you can wiggle or rock your way into child's pose. Try and find that deepest space. And take a breath or two here. we can come over and onto our backs again. So very slowly, turning over or flipping over, coming onto your back, your semi-supine. We'll just take a little hip opener here. So bring your right ankle onto your left knee. Dorsiflex your right foot to help you stabilise your knee. You can gently guide the knee away from you with your right hand. Be careful that you're not just sliding that whole half of your pelvis, that whole right half of your pelvis down your mat and hiking your left side up. You want to keep your pelvis square so your sit bones are equidistant from the end of your yoga mat, the short end of your yoga mat. So pelvis stays still, you open your hip, and then you bring the legs in towards you. If you can, you thread through and take hold of the back of your left thigh to support the stretch. It's the outer lateral part of the right hip that we're feeling. And I just want you to imagine that you're drawing a really small circle with your left knee, like you're drawing a circle on the ceiling with your left knee. So you gently stir into that right hip. You can change direction. It doesn't want to be really big, this circle. It's small, like a saucer size circle that you draw with your left knee. And you feel that movement right into your right hip. You can maybe rock side to side. Change the side. So you put both feet down. You put your left ankle onto your right knee. You open your left hip. You might stay here if the hip openers are difficult for you. If it feels okay, you bring your legs in, you thread around the back of your right thigh. And then you draw that tiny circle with your right knee. So you feel the way the left femur head moves, stirs, if you like, into your left hip. Change the direction. Good. Maybe cradle rock. And you just notice how this feels, how it feels as you tip left, how the intensity changes, the stress changes as you tip over to your right. You feel that in a slightly different place, more into the outer hip when you tip slightly over to your right. So a couple of those, massaging right to left of your sacrum. And then when you're ready, you can release both of your feet to the floor and just notice how you feel again. I'm going to bring both knees in, Apanasana. So we did this at the very beginning. And squeeze and release. A cradle rock. Try and let your head rock a little bit side to side. You massage to the right of your spine and to the left of your spine. And then you circle your knees. And hopefully it feels less stiff. than it did at the beginning. And then from the center, you just circle your knees in opposite directions. So one clockwise and one anti-clockwise, and then go the other way. When it feels like enough, you bring yourself into whatever position is good for you to take a moment or two of relaxation. So if you want to be semi-supine, that's okay. Sometimes if the lower back is uncomfortable, we're better to keep our knees bent and our feet on the floor. If you're comfortable with your legs out straight in a full shavasana, that's okay. Sometimes it helps just to put a little something underneath the backs of your thighs. Doesn't have to be blocks, it could be a pillow, it could be a bolster, a couple of cushions, but sometimes that will just ease off any pressure that you might feel in your lower back. Now you can have your palms up, your arms at your sides, bit of space between your upper arms and your side ribs, or you can turn your palms in and rest your hands on your bed. Just notice how your energy is moving here. If we feel now the flow, the movement of prana within the container of the body, if we feel brighter, enlivened, more positive. You scan your face for tension, relaxing around your eyes and your jaw. If you would like to take longer to relax, you can just pause me here, take a nice 10-minute relaxation. If you feel that you're ready, if it's enough for you, you can take a stretch. You might want to interlace your hands here and just press your palms up, reach your legs out, point your toes. In your own time, you bring yourself up to sitting. You might feel that you want to hug your knees in towards your chest. You can turn over onto one side and come up slowly, or you can roll yourself up smoothly. And it's always good if you can take a moment or two here just to sit, to acknowledge how you feel. Notice what you've let go of. When you're ready, you close your practice with a little bow forward. You can take a pause there, just with your gratitude, and it can be for anything. It can be for your practice, if the sun is shining outside. Slowly up. Namaste. Thank you.